What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I want to cringe saying that, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm sorry this is coming out on a Wednesday. It's supposed to be coming out on a Tuesday, but I got distracted by Nick Jonas's entire album. I can't even talk about it. Wasn't expecting it. Love him. No, I don't. Meep. I'm rocking short hair today, and I kind of like it. Sort of. I just love a long-haired 2011 Miley vibe. This is definitely not one of those. A lot of people have been requesting this video for a while, and it was how I got my start as being a publicist in Beverly Hills. So I'm basically gonna tell you guys my steps and some tips and tricks on how to become a publicist if that's what you want. You know, a little information on other things that go on behind the scenes. And yeah, so let's get into it. So basically, I started out I went to Penn State. For those who don't know, it's Pennsylvania State University in Pennsylvania, little farm town, huge school, a lot of fun. And I actually decided to major in publicity when I was a junior. So I decided to go into publicity because I thought, you know, I love the entertainment industry, all this kind of stuff, and I want to be a part of it. And it's, oh, you're always moving around, you're not at a desk, all that kind of stuff. So I knew that was what I wanted to do. And so basically I declared my major, and at Penn State, I'm not sure if it's still the same now, but publicity was an up and coming thing at Penn State. They didn't have it as a major for a while, but my junior year was, I think, like maybe the 5th year that they did it. So the publicity major was super hard to get into because you had to have a certain GPA, you had to have like the right grades, all this kind of stuff. I don't even remember at this point, but I was panicking because I didn't think I was gonna get in. And I'm pretty good at school, like I was doing pretty well, but there were so little spots for people to get into this major that I was so nervous and I didn't know what I was gonna do if I didn't get in. Luckily, I got in and I started taking all of the courses, and I don't know if this is how a lot of schools do this, but like we had to do a lot of math, and I truly am that girl that sat in math class and would get the test and be like, what is this? We didn't ever learn this. I don't know what's going on. And then I would scream out, I got 1 million as the answer, so I really feel like that's not right. Just a little preface to that, I was in an 8th grade math class in sophomore year. College now. High school. It just doesn't work in my brain. Most embarrassing thing probably about me was that, but we good, we're chilling. Anyway, so yeah, we had to do a lot of qualitative, quantitative classes. Those were my nightmare. I don't even know how I got by. So I did, of course, the hardest classes my junior year. So that leads me into my first tip is to major in PR if that's what you're interested in. If your school doesn't have it as a major, don't worry, it's not a big deal. You can go out and get books about it, read about advertising because they play together in such a strong way that it's an important thing to know. Take a couple classes online if you can find some. Learn about social media. All that kind of stuff will help you as you're going towards this goal that you have to be a publicist. So, second tip is to find a mentor. I know it's probably a lot harder right now because of COVID, but that is like what saved me at school. And it doesn't have to be like a teacher from your school, just someone who is in the field that you want to be. So in this instance, like publicity, and ask them questions. Ask if they're okay with sharing things with you. You know, like internships are the best, but I know that they're so hard to get because I know that the number one thing that I used to freak out about, I was like, how am I supposed to get an internship or a job that says previous work experience is needed? Well, how are you supposed to get an internship and if you have never done it before? It just makes no sense to me. But anyway, so my mentor was my PR main teacher. His name is Steve. Shout out Steve. He probably will never watch this because he's probably embarrassed that that he knows me. So I found Steve and he was everything. He taught a bunch of my PR classes. My one that I probably learned the most from was crisis PR. And if you have the chance to take any crisis PR class, I say do it no matter what, even if you're not interested in being a publicist. It's so much more than just a class and applying it to public relations. It goes throughout your whole life. Like, it stays with you, and it teaches you how to handle tough situations and not freak out about it. Steve, he was my teacher at Penn State, and he also, back when he wasn't a teacher, he worked for the Defense Department, so he was the main PR guy for the government. So he knew what he was talking about. He was a hard ass. Like, he would not let you get away with anything. And so I love people like that because they hold me to such like a higher standard. And so I always wanted to be around him. I wanted to be learning from him. He taught us photography. He taught us advertising. He taught us so much more than just PR, because there's way more to it than just the fun parties and getting press hits and all that kind of stuff. But I'll go into that later. So yes, find a mentor. My third tip, I guess, my third tip is to go into any classes that you can find, even online. Crisis PR, look it up, see if you can find anything about it. It is so worth it, and it'll help you as you go on this journey to find wherever you think is your place to fit into this PR world. After I graduated, I did really well, and I moved out to LA. So I got a job as a hostess at this sports bar that I loved. It's like a Penn State bar out here. And I started applying, made a resume, applied to everywhere. I had a little bit of experience because I did intern at a talent agency when I was a junior in college out in LA, but that was really like the extent of my experience. And you know, like, it's nerve-wracking because the way that these jobs are listed, they're saying, you know, 4 years of experience, and you're like, what? How? I didn't do anything. I don't know how. And so I went on to, I want to get the actual name for you guys because I'm not positive that this is it, but it's close enough. I think it's Entertainment Careers or workinentertainment.com. And they basically list out, it's all filtered just for PR, talent agencies, modeling, you know, all that kind of stuff. Anything that has to do with the Hollywood world. So if you guys are looking for a place to apply just for those, I'm sure that they have it in other places just than LA too. You know, like Atlanta, I'm sure they have it. Florida, I'm sure they have it. You know, there's a bunch of places that I'm sure they probably list jobs all over. So if you're interested in getting a job like that, go on to that website and just start applying. Just throw it out there. You don't have to say yes to the job that you get, but at least you'll start getting a little like courage and confidence to do whatever you want and apply to the job that says you need 5 years of experience, but go own it and say, I know what I'm doing. I can do this. Fake it till you make it. So that is my other tip, is find websites that are catered to the exact job that you want. I got a response and I went in for an interview for the job that I eventually ended up getting. And this is a funny freaking story, and I will never live it down. Now that I say I had one of the most embarrassing things already, like in the beginning of this is hands down the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. I will never live it down. No one in my office will ever let me live it down. It's tragic. So basically, I went in to interview for this job in October. I had just moved out here. I was with my best friend, and we went to a Halloween party the night before, and I dressed up as something, but I had a huge like fake diamond ring on. Literally paid like $2 for it downtown at some like, you know, like jewelry shop that is like not real. It's not real at all. It was literally like plastic. So I walk in with half my costume still on the next day as at my interview. And one of my best friends now, she interviewed me for the job because I was basically taking over her position. So she was interviewing me, and she will never let me live this down. So when she was interviewing me, she like kept looking at the ring, and I was like, I can't say anything. Like, they're gonna be like, what the hell is wrong with this person? So I just let it go. I became extremely, extremely close with, her name's Cara, and we started dying laughing because she goes, Alex, can I now tell you when I saw you walk in, I had thought you were engaged. I wasn't gonna hire you because I was like, oh, this girl has like a huge ring. She doesn't need this job. She's probably gonna leave us in like 5 months and go live her like lavish lifestyle with her rich fiance. And I'm like, if you ever want a fake engagement ring, just go buy a $2 one because clearly no one can tell the difference. Most embarrassing thing ever. I was like, oh my God, I really had this walking around. Embarrassment. I need to go away. Okay, so anyway, that was my interview and like how it went. Basically, I just ramble until someone's like, okay, stop. Thank you so much for your interest. So I waited forever, like I didn't hear back. I think one thing about LA that I learned was everyone's extremely laid back and slow. They're not fast acting like New York. And so I was like, oh my God, did I not get it? Blah, 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 whatever. I just kept emailing them. So another thing that I say is persistence. If they don't email you back, keep emailing them. Like the worst they're gonna say is, no, you didn't get the job. And then you move on to the next. It can't hurt. It shows that you're interested. So I emailed them. I think I blew up their email at least like 10 times. And so finally they got back to me and they hired me. So my day today really did change, but the only thing that I didn't like was that I was stuck behind a desk all day. I didn't think that that was part of the job, but I worked as I don't even know if I said this. So I ended up getting hired and it was for a beauty PR firm. So everything we did was with hair care, makeup, anything you can think of within the beauty industry. So I started taking on all the clients. I basically did all of their social media, but to be honest, I really, really, really hated doing social media. It was just not my thing, especially for I guess this is why I was not cut out for it, was because I hated giving my creativity to someone else and like not using it for myself. I felt that I was so overloaded with work. I had several clients and they were just extremely needy. So basically what my day today was, reach out to influencers, which was my nightmare. I hated it. So many people just have an issue with influencers and I used to be one of those people. Like I would be like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But now that I'm in it and I'm on the other side, which I think is such an interesting point of view that I can give to people, is that I've been on both sides now. So I see the way it works with both people. And I see where like the disconnect comes in. But if you do like doing that kind of stuff, reaching out to influencers and getting them on board, hiring them to promote your product, all this kind of stuff, this is the job for you. If you're well-versed in Photoshop, this might be for you too. Or you could be a graphic designer and not have to deal with it. Advertising. Another thing we did, target an audience, how to pick something that would be perfect for this brand's audience. So that's another thing, advertising, I did every single day. Product development. This was my favorite part, and my boss was so well versed in this because she has been in the industry for an extremely long time and very respected. So I got to actually sit down with formulators, freaking chemists, everybody, to see how face serums are made, how they get the vitamin C and extract it and put it into this. And I would have to research ingredients and find the next hottest ingredient, and we had to create a product before anyone else got it. So that was probably the coolest part. And that was my day to, like, every single day we were creating new products, creating new names for products, securing the websites. Another thing that I learned how to do, create a website, how to edit stuff, how to talk to a camera, all of that kind of stuff. If you're interested in events, make sure that when you're looking at their website or their description, make sure they say that in there, because if not, they probably don't do them. So that's a tip. Downsides to PR. You are always on call. You are taking care of everyone else's problems. Rough, but that's a downside. So that's one downside. Other downside, I've already said it, sitting at a desk, that was just not for me. Another downside that I really do want to take the time to talk about, because I don't really know if anyone truly knows this. I'm sure everyone maybe does, but I was just shocked. The way that people pay to be placed in magazines, to have the top brand at Allure's Best of Beauty. The brands pay for this stuff. The way it took away all the authenticity for me. And that's when I started having a problem with what I was doing. I was on teams of products that I didn't believe in, but that was something that I just I couldn't get behind. And that I think it's something that is extremely relevant in the beauty market. The beauty industry alone is just, I don't think that they get exposed enough. And that was something that I was just shocked by. But this is my whole reason as to why I will never, ever, 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 ever promote a product that I do not believe in, because I had seen it for the past 4 years and I can't do it. I just can't do it to you guys that follow me and actually respect my opinion and are gonna believe me when I talk about something. I could never. So I just hope that you guys know that, because this is why I can't do it, because I've experienced it. It was just awful and I hated what I was seeing. So that was my whole thing about, you know, everyone has their opinions on influencers, and there are people out there that sell stuff that they're doing it because they're getting paid. I will never be that person. Never, ever, ever, ever. I will only promote things that I actually believe in or use. Can't say that enough. Can't stress it enough. That's my 2 cents on this. One thing that I think, going into this job with confidence, because there's gonna be a lot of people that you're just like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Second one, be prepared to work. Just be a hard worker. Go the extra mile for your boss if they need it, unless they're an asshole. Take time for you. Make sure you take a lunch break, because I know a lot of people don't do that and it's unhealthy. Just do what you like. If you get into this job and you hate it, quit. I'm not kidding. It's not worth your time to waste all of your energy on something that is draining you. And that was something, this is my favorite quote, and I think I'm gonna end this conversation on this. The way that I knew I needed to get out of it, but I didn't know how. I had been there for so long. I was I already built this whole, career, 4 years. Do I really just walk away? And I read this quote and it stuck with me. I say it to all of my friends whenever they're going through something of the same sort. And it's, the universe is going to make you so uncomfortable with where you are at, AKA my job, that it is going to push you out of it in some way, because you can't stay in some place that you are so uncomfortable you can't even think. One of my favorite quotes, I want to look up the actual quote because I don't want to butcher it. This is the quote. It's way better when I read it because it makes more sense. It says, when the time comes for you to make a change or to grow, the universe will make you so uncomfortable you will eventually have no choice. And I saw that quote and that's when I knew I was gonna take Love Island, because that was essentially my way out, which sounds crazy, but it really was. All right, so I wanted to just share, because we're talking about I was a beauty publicist, I wanted to share a few of my favorite products right now. I went to Sephora and spent so much money, I can't even think about it. But yeah, these are a few of my favorites that I really have been obsessed with. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. It is best foundation ever, natural, amazing. I can't say enough things about it. Every time I wear it, someone compliments my makeup. I love a cream, contour, highlight, blush, everything. I just like the dewy look. I don't like looking cakey. I like looking like a glazed donut, So it's the Milk Baked Matte Bronzer, and it rocks. It rocks. It blends so well. It doesn't do that annoying muddy thing that most do. And then this Milk Blush, so cute. It's in the color Work. And I put it on my lips too. It's so cute, the color. My mom was like, oh my God, what's on your lips? I love it. And I was like, this. I'm looking for a new tanner because Saint-Tropez just isn't it anymore. It's not doing it for me. So I just got this James Reed. This is a body foundation, which I've never really used, but it's kind of legit. The only thing is that it transfers. I have white sheets, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it does work if you want like an instant tan. Don't make out with like a guy or anything because it's gonna come off on him. Actually do it. Make out with him and get this all over him. I love that for us. But yes, that's good. It's a good color. It's really creamy. It goes on well, and they give you a mitt to go with it. So I recommend that if you're looking for that. And then this is a gradual tan sleep mask tan face. Also by James Reed. I have used this the past 2 nights. I woke up with actually a nice tan on my face. So I had been a little bit tan from Florida, but this works pretty well. I'm gonna keep using it and see how my skin reacts to it because my skin on my face is extremely sensitive and I break out extremely easily. So I'm gonna see, I'll let you guys know how it works with sensitive skin. I thought this next product, I also got in a Revolve Beauty box. It's the Herbivore Emerald CBD Deep Moisture Glow Oil. I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. It's probably not great. It's green. Guys, the way I use this every day, like 6 times a day, it's so smooth. It makes your skin so smooth. I put it on before I do my makeup, which I've noticed does make a big difference. And it rocks. It rocks. I remember this being a competitor against one of our products. So I was like kind of hesitant to be like, it rocks, it's good. But it really does, it works. Almost everybody has seen this TikTok, Madison Beer's like makeup tutorial or routine. I was one of those people that literally went out and bought the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand, and it's blush. A1. It's literally amazing. And it's so expensive, but it's so worth it. Like if you're gonna splurge on something makeup related, do it. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it feels like it is literally maybe less than half filled. So that is the one thing that I don't like about it. But am I gonna buy it again? 100%. So yeah, those are just some things that I picked up Sephora that are honestly gonna be my go-tos and probably holy grails and are gonna run me dry out of the bank. So if you guys are looking for new products to try, if you like a cream base or you're just trying to do makeup, I don't know. All of those products are great and I definitely recommend them. So go get yourself some. So yeah, that was it for today, guys, but I'm so excited to keep going on this journey. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Not journey. Throw me away. Throw me away. Throw me away. I can't wait to see you guys next week. I am sorry that this video came out Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for showing me love on my last video. Like, you guys are so cool. You rock so hard. Yeah, and I love you guys. Please, please, please let me know what you want to see in the comments below because I want to keep giving you guys stuff that you want to hear about, talk about. So yeah, let me know. And I love you guys so much. Please like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.